Hello, everybody. Welcome to another live English lesson with me, Teacher Zdenek. How are you all doing? I hope you are great. If you are here, if you are watching us live, then feel free to leave a comment. Tell us where you are from. We would love to know. Perhaps this is your first time coming across this YouTube channel. If that's the case, then welcome. My name is Zdenek, and I am the person behind this website. No, it's a YouTube channel. Yes, that's correct, Zdenek. It's a YouTube channel. That is exactly it. And I do apologize for making that terrible mistake and saying that it's a website.
Ridiculous.
I know, right? I do have a soundboard ready here, so if I manage to make some sounds during our live, don't get scared. It's part of the lesson. Today's lesson should be with Yoli, who is one of the Achievers Chamber members. She is Spanish. She is an English teacher. She has got obviously a very, very high level of English, of the English proficiency. So I think it's going to be an interesting chat with her. And we're going to be talking about what's that? I believe neighbors, because that's the topic Jolly chose. If you're wondering how you could become one of the faces of these YouTube live lessons, which I do every Wednesday at this time, that is 7 p.m. Central European time. Might be your evening, might be your morning, might be your afternoon, depending where you're listening from. But going back to my original point, if you would like to be one of the faces of these lessons and one of the students, then why not become an Achievers Chamber member? Get the silver membership, because that's what you have to do. You can get the basic membership, obviously, but that won't give you that amazing opportunity to become one of the faces of these lessons. And here is Jolly. Hi, Jolly. How are you?
Hello.
You all right?
Yep.
I don't know
Great.
why I have these, because I can't really hear you from the earphones anyway. I need to set it up.
Okay.
Let's see. Let me
But
check
you can
my
hear me.
sound.
You
I
can
know
hear
this
me
is what
well.
I should be doing before I even start the show. I know you don't have to tell me that, but you know me. Sometimes I forget about these things. All right, Jolly, say something.
Hello, everyone. How are you doing today?
It is working. It is working. Yes, wonderful.
Okay.
Everything okay, Jolly? Did you have a lesson before this live
Yes.
lesson?
Yeah, I have just finished.
How did it go?
Um, it was okay. We were
Yeah,
just reviewing a little bit it's a student that is preparing for the FCE exam, Cambridge exam.
right.
He's going to take it on the 9th of July, I think. Yeah, it's
I
the
like.
9th.
I like how everybody calls it. I like how everybody still calls it FCE, even though
FCE.
for about, is it six? Has it been 6 or 7 years? It's they changed the
Don't know.
name. It's the Cambridge First.
It's
They
the first certificate, FCE.
That's what it used to be called when we were young, Julie. The
Yeah.
Cambridge
Well,
certificate, but now it's the Cambridge First. So,
okay. Well,
as far as I know, I think they changed it like back in 2015 or 2016 or something along those lines. But
could be.
yeah, so how is
Yeah,
that going?
because look, I've got a book here, which is first.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
you see, so that's why.
It doesn't say FCE. It says first.
Yeah, because
So.
that's a clever marketing, because they have named the book
Mhm.
series or the course book series after the exam. But if you look it up online, it's now actually called Cambridge First,
Mhm.
even though everybody still calls it the FCE, especially us, the veteran teachers. how does how does that sound, Jolly? Veteran teachers. You
I
like
don't
you like
I
the
don't
sound of
consider myself to be a veteran teacher yet, but I hope to be one day.
if you still remember that this exam used to be called the first certificate, then you are a veteran teacher, whether you like it or not, Jolly.
Hmm. Well, I remember it. Yeah,
Now maybe
I
you
remember
remember it
it.
from your student times. That could be the case as well.
Yeah, I took it in Edinburgh actually. This
Oh,
this
you.
exam. I took the CAE, which is not CAE anymore. I guess it's Cambridge Advanced.
I
right?
think it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was quite long ago now, almost
Mm.
10 years. 10, 11, probably 11 or
Time
10.
flies.
I'm
Time
not
flies,
sure.
doesn't it?
Yeah, time goes by so quickly.
Yeah, especially when you're having fun.
Yeah,
That's how the
and
expression
as you
goes.
get older, it goes quickly, even more quick, even quicker,
I think it does. Yeah,
let's say.
I think it does. Something in our brain makes it go quicker. Yeah, it's true. They have done some research about it.
Mm.
So if you're at this age or even older, guys, I'm sorry. Sorry to have disappointed you. We have started off on a quite an interesting note there. So, Jolly, you chose the topic of neighbors. So, first of
Yeah,
all, may I ask you why you went for this topic? I gave you a choice of three, right? So you chose this one.
because I saw the sunglasses one, and I thought that's very difficult. I'm going to talk about sunglasses. And well, neighbors, I was thinking about my current neighbors,
Mhm.
and neighbors I had in the past, and it could be interesting to share some experiences, and it could be fun. So that's
Yeah.
why I chosen it. I thought
Okay.
it was going to be the easiest, to
No,
be honest. Yeah, because I haven't prepared anything,
no,
I have to
you
say.
didn't. You didn't have to. I've just changed the format or the concept of these lives, and it used to be pure improvisation. I think there's still going to be a lot of improvisation here. It's
Hmm.
just who I am. I like doing that. I like improvising a lot. So um yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
exactly. So yeah, basically, I'm gonna copy paste the first question for us, Jolly,
Hmm.
and our viewers can see it in the chat. And it's a question for you, Jolly, but obviously whoever is watching this, feel free to leave comments and I can then later respond to what you say as well. So,
Okay.
Jolly, let's go.
Do you have good neighbors? I think I do.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think I do.
You don't sound
Yeah.
too convincing. Is it? Could it
I'm
be the
just
three?
thinking, I'm just thinking about the neighbors from, like different different parts. I didn't have any problem with them. Um, yeah, I think they are good neighbors.
Hmm.
Let's say, yeah, they could be
Let's
considered
say.
good.
So, okay.
Let's say they are good
On the
neighbors. Yeah.
whole, more or less,
Yeah.
all things considered, on
Mm-hmm.
balance,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So these
All
are
in
some.
all.
All in all, these are some. Let's write these all these expressions down. So it's like when you don't want to sound too direct. Yeah. All in all, on balance, in general, broadly speaking, all things considered, it's kind of making it weaker, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Anything
Yeah.
else? When we take everything into consideration, let's say, yeah,
Can we say as a whole?
yeah, I think so. I'm just making notes because I need some notes, right? We still have the feedback section of this live, so
Mm-hmm.
some viewers only look forward to that. I'm sure. I
We're
don't. I'm
only, sorry, what did you say?
only look forward to that, but I'm not sure at all.
Mm.
I might be actually lying.
Fake news.
Is this possible? So you love these buttons, everyone.
Pretty amazing, isn't it?
Hmm. I I only have two people actually on the buttons now. Only two people on the sound
Luke,
bites. One of them is Luke Thompson from the Luke's English podcast, and then there's also Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. Yeah.
I don't have Donald Trump's permission to do this, but I've asked Luke, and he was okay with it. He was even okay with me using Donald Trump's sound bites. Uh, Anyway, very funny indeed. Absolutely hilarious. Yes. Okay. So, good neighbors. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, viewers? Let us know in the comments. How good are your neighbors? I'm sure. There are a lot of people who have some.
The
Let's
question,
say,
I think the next question should be, what do you consider
mm,
a good neighbor? Like, or what a good, I don't know
what
how to
makes a good
formulate the
neighbor?
question. What
What
makes, yeah,
what makes a
what
good
makes a
neighbor?
good neighbor?
Hmm.
Because I don't know, what for someone
Yeah.
could be, I don't know, just having a, uh, like a basic relationship, like saying good morning, good afternoon, goodbye, hello.
Yep. It could be because you have never got round to actually talking to each other. You might be new. Like
Hmm?
your
Could be.
relationship might be kind of new, and either them or you have just recently moved
Hmm.
in the area, or it could be that something happened that made the relationship worse. And now it's kind of cold, and you don't talk to each other much.
Hmm.
And the worst case scenario, obviously, is when things get a bit out of control, and
Yeah. And
mm,
I've gone through this situation as well.
have you?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you
Well,
like
yeah,
would you like to tell us about it?
partly, because the ones that was the time I was living with my parents,
Hmm.
and it's in fact that the neighbor is still there.
Oh,
He is still my parents' neighbor,
oh God.
so they have
Did
to
you,
deal with him.
did
And
you talk to each other?
no,
What do you do when you see him? You say it's a he, right?
nothing.
How do you feel? How does it make you feel?
I just talk to myself in my head.
But you know
And
he's still there, right?
I insult him in my head.
But can you ignore
You know?
him as well? Like, can you
Yeah.
kind of gloss over him, or is it
Hmm.
just every single time you see him, it reminds you of everything that has
Somehow
happened?
it's you can't help it. You can't help it because he has been, he has done things like really bad things.
Really,
Yeah. So
really bad things.
really bad things.
That is terrible.
That
Oh
is
my God.
terrible. That's not
Oof.
nice. Where is that?
That's, I don't know. I don't have it.
I like that one. That's
That's
not nice.
that's not nice. Yeah, I still have to get used to all these buttons here, everyone. But I'm sure you want more from me.
I'm already getting curious.
No, not me, you. Yeah. Um, you know,
So yeah, what I was talking about. Oh,
you know what?
the
Like, if he's such a bad character, like, who cares, right? Just try to get him out of his head, and don't let him get to you. Don't let this get to you, basically. Yeah.
hmm.
Screw this guy. Who is this guy? Huh? Come on.
Yes, exactly.
I would say he's incompetent, but I don't want to do that because that's not nice.
Yeah.
That's not nice.
That's not nice. I'd say he's incompetent, but I don't want to do that because that's not nice. These are
Hmm.
actual things that Donald Trump said, actually. So,
Hmm.
yep. Right. Shall we carry on with the next question?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's kind of a good follow up to what I've just asked you. So, why is it so important to have decent neighbors? What does decent even mean in this context? Mm.
Decent. Good people. Mm, just,
That could mean anything. Good people. In what
decent.
in what way? Like morally good, or
Yeah, decent. I would say, yeah, morally good. People who doesn't get into trouble. Um,
doesn't or don't?
People that don't get into trouble.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
People that has respect for others and have
Yes.
respect,
Yep.
have respect. I realized. Um, yeah,
Just fair, generally fair to you, and I think what's important is that they are able to have a dialogue, and make a compromise, and um, are willing to talk. If you need to talk, they should be willing to talk, right? They should be
Hmm.
able to have a conversation about whatever it is that you
Yeah.
need to resolve. Yeah. So the worst that can happen is if the neighbors just refuse to talk to you, refuse to communicate, or just, and then it will all just lead to some kind of impasse, or what you might call it, like stalemate. And then all you do is just you don't talk to each other, you fall out, you don't talk to each other, and you might just kind of undermine each other in secret and do some bad things. Like, I don't know. It can be a nightmare, can't it?
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Should a good neighbor be someone you could sort of rely on, and when things when things go badly, or not necessarily?
That's not
Well,
necessary, to be honest with you. Not necessary at all.
I think it's, I mean, having neighbors. You mean having neighbors who you can trust,
Yeah, but
or
maybe it could be like to take it to another level. How about
yeah,
having neighbors that you can absolutely always rely on in every single
yeah,
circumstance?
I've got that
How
as
about
well.
that? You've got that as well.
Yeah.
The same people that you hate, the same neighbor.
Well,
Any different?
it's not, well, it's like a line of houses, right? So it is our family, and then
Yeah.
it is this bad guy, and then and then we've got another family which are like part of our family already. We can say that because we are together every time. Um,
Fantastic.
all the important things that happen in our lives, they are
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
and we share everything with them, and they share everything with us as well. So
That's great.
it's a really good relationship. More
Yeah.
than neighbors, we are friends. Let's say
Yeah.
good friends, and it's been a relationship for about, I don't know, like one of
It's
their
very really
daughters.
long. You can't even remember.
I can't even remember. I'm just
That's
thinking
how
about
long
their
it has been.
daughters, because I met them when they were married, but they
Yeah.
didn't have any daughters, and now they have two daughters. One of them is 16.
Oh God, Jolly.
So that's a
It's like
very long
one
relationship.
generation. Um, wow.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Hmm.
Absolutely incredible.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Okay. So shall we carry on with the next question?
Hmm.
Let's do that. Would you let your neighbor look after your pet for a month?
Yeah.
That's the next question.
Hmm. Yes. In fact, we have looked after their pets for a month. So I guess that if we ask them to do the same, they would do it. Well, in our case, it was going to be a bit difficult because I'm talking I'm talking personally in my position, but I talk as well about my parents because they've got like 3 dogs now, and I don't know, so many cats. So that would
Can't
be a bit too much, to ask for a neighbor. Like, can you look after my pets?
you look after my zoo, please?
Can you look after my zoo? It would be too much.
Yeah.
So we try not to. We try not to. But I would, for example, with the neighbors I've got now in the house I'm living in, I would ask my neighbor to look after my dog, for example, because my neighbor has another dog and they are like really, really close friends. They get on
Yeah.
very well. So, yeah.
So what would you do? So imagine you had to look after a pet. So let's say even if it's just one pet,
Mm-hmm.
and your neighbors ask you to do that for a week, and then something happens. and then you have to face having to say that the pet.
Is dead.
What would you do? What would you do? How would you say it?
Oh my
What a
God.
terrible question. Sorry, the only reason I'm asking this question is because I saw that soundbite, and I was like, how do I make it work so that I can ask Jolly a funny question? So
Well, it's not funny at all.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I don't know what I would do.
Okay. Maybe they would say,
I don't care. I don't give a damn.
you know,
That would
they
be that would be a situation like a really
Or-
hard situation.
or they could say,
Very poor job.
Very poor job.
yeah. I mean,
I don't know
there's
what
e-
I would do.
Hmm. There's even a chance that they might pretty much fire you from the job, right?
You are
I
fired.
lost my job because I was just too good at it.
That's sarcasm. Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, you thought that
Nobody can do that like me.
that's what you thought. It didn't work out according to plan, did it?
Mm-mm.
Imagine that. So that would be terrible, terrible pick.
It would
That
be
would
terrible.
yeah,
Yeah,
it would be
it
in a
would
real
be.
pickle.
I wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah. Would you?
Seriously, because you would feel so guilty and
Absolutely.
absolutely guilty. And
I would just,
how could you
how could
explain?
you how could you even start the conversation? Like,
I do apologize. I do apologize. I do
I don't-
apologize.
I don't know. Like,
1 million times, yeah. What else can you do? I mean, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know how to manage or how
maybe
to.
maybe you should just try to look guilty, and say things like,
Oh my God, what am I doing?
I don't know, like or you could start by saying, uh,
And I will tell you this, and I said it very strongly.
yeah, and they will be like,
I'm already getting curious.
and you go on by saying,
I'm going to tell you a couple of stories.
So you're just gonna take a couple of breaths. Just take a deep breath. Okay.
and your neighbors are like,
Tell me some stuff.
I
Make
will
me
tell you this
fall
is going to
asleep.
be something
Well, that shouldn't
special.
be too difficult.
I play two sounds at the same time.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
I will tell you this is going to be something special.
Yeah. So you know what? I don't know what I would do.
I don't know.
It would be a terrible, terrible situation, to be in. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Which one is worse, a very dirty or very noisy neighbor? Jolly, which one is worse in your opinion? Here we go.
Very dirty or very noisy?
Mm-hmm.
Probably the very noisy. Because
Why so?
if he's dirty, like
I like how you say he.
means he or
Could-
she.
Why not she?
Could be she. It could be she.
Are you imagining a man, a dirty man?
Yeah.
That's sexist, Jolly.
I don't know. I don't know why. Because I've had flatmates. Flatmates. But these are not neighbors. They are
That's
flatmates.
right.
It's not the same. And one of them was a girl, and she was, oh my God, you can't
Oh my
imagine.
God.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh my God.
You can't imagine. It was a disaster. One day I went to the kitchen in order to prepare some food, and there were no plates
Oh,
in
really?
the kitchen. Yeah, and I was like,
Did she throw
Where-
them away or what?
where are the plates? So I knock her door. Oh, do you know about the plates? What happened to the plates? Oh, I'm sorry. She said, I'm sorry. I've got them here. Oh, come in.
She's
God.
basically a disaster.
There were plates everywhere on the floor in her room. Dirty plates. I mean,
Oh, I
with
see.
restos of food and
So how did you
plates everywhere.
so how did you explain to her that the plates are so important to you?
This is so important to me.
How did you explain it?
I didn't say anything. It's just I just look around. I say, "Oh my God, how can she live like that?
You could just say
Come on, what's the matter with you?
What's the matter with you?" Exactly.
You're not a nice person.
or something like
You're not a nice person.
You're not a nice person.
you know. Or you could do something very, very strange indeed, something ironic, and
Would you like a job?
just offer them a job. You never know.
Hmm. So I think noisy. Noisy is the worst.
Noisy neighbor is the worst. Okay, so
I think so.
Okay, why do you think so?
Because he or she, I don't want to be sexist.
Yeah, thanks for that.
If he or she is a dirty person, I mean, if dirt, can I say dirtiness? Yeah, I think so. No, dirt. The dirt is not dirtiness. I've made it up.
Well, it might be a
Um,
word as well, but I'll check it. Yeah, go on.
yeah. So if all the dirt is inside their house,
Mhm.
just I don't care.
A mess, let's say. Yeah.
Mhm.
mess. But if
But well, if the dirt is outside, like they just have the entrance just full of, and that is
rubbish,
going to affect me somehow.
hmm.
Well,
how
I
is it
don't know.
gonna affect you? Are you gonna just come outside and say
So rubbish.
Yes,
it
exactly.
should be so much rubbish because this is
Well, but
more
that's easier to. I think that's easier to deal with. I guess that
yes.
if that happens, a simple call to the town hall or something and inform about what's happening. Maybe I don't know. They can take some action.
Yeah, absolutely. But
Or
I think you should first talk to the neighbors.
I've been very
Yeah.
nice to you, although I could probably maybe not be based on the way you have treated me.
So you could
Maybe,
talk to
yeah.
the neighbors first, right? And then just see if you can resolve it before calling the police. But
Yeah.
yeah.
But a noisy person is different. I mean,
Mhm.
if a person is just, I don't know, playing loud music or shouting or
Yeah.
I don't know, doing works all day at home or I don't
Doing
know,
what? Doing what?
doing works
What do you mean by that? Works.
like refurbishment, for example, or changing
Okay, right.
some.
Some DIY or just like
Yeah.
making a lot of noise with drills and
Mm-hmm.
hoovering and
It can always
mo-
say works in
we
plural.
probably can. I'm gonna have to check it. I know the word works can be used in plural, but it means usually something
Yeah.
else, like
Like
road
for
works.
like roadworks. Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Yeah. Yeah, you know.
Hmm.
Hmm. Hmm. I would just say just work around the house or something like that. To work around the house, yeah.
Yeah, like maybe, I don't know, doing some
That's the expression.
renovations. Maybe we can use
Yeah, or
renovations
do
or
do up. Yeah, do up your house.
do up your house. Yeah,
Yeah, you
I
can
know
do
that
up your
one.
house.
Hmm.
You can work around the house. You can do some DIY. Um, yeah, something like that. These are the
Hmm.
expressions I would go for.
All right.
Okay, so a noisy neighbor is definitely.
Yeah, I think it's the worst, or at least is the one that has less possible solutions.
Mm, mm.
Apart
And
from talking to him or her.
what if your neighbor doesn't speak English or your native language?
You have to speak English.
What are you gonna say?
You have to speak English.
Something like that, or
I don't know. I think I would take my mobile phone and use this Google
Google
thing that,
Trans-
yeah,
it's
you You say something and then the voice
it's
speaks in the language.
and
So
it's not always reliable 100%. Yeah. So
I know.
what if it translates something like, "Oh, would you like to have sex with me?" or something like that? Imagine that. No, sometimes it's so easy. It's just one word and it changes the meaning of the entire sentence. So
Yeah.
of course, I went for something quite crazy, but you never know, right? So
Hmm.
What
Well,
I say is what I say.
you know,
that makes sense.
absolutely.
What
That
I
makes sense.
say is what I say. I'm
Mhm.
really smart.
And really smart, he said.
He did, yeah. It's good old
Okay.
Donald. He is yeah, I can't get enough of these sound bites. I need to find more. There are loads. There are loads online. So yep. Okay. Let's move on to the next question then.
Hmm.
If you could pick anyone in the world, who would you like to be your neighbor, Jolly? By the way, we have got Vowing here. Hello, Vowing. Nice to have you here.
Hello.
Uh, this is the question for you, Jolly. You could pick anyone in the world. Who would you like to be your neighbor?
I don't know.
A strange looking gentleman.
A strange looking gentleman.
I don't know. I'm
I don't
just
know.
suggesting something to you.
I just can think about famous people, celebrities, or something like that, because that would mean I would live in a luxurious house or something like that if this person was my neighbor.
Yeah, but maybe you wouldn't have
Mm,
enough privacy anymore.
Stop.
yeah.
Stop.
Hmm.
You know.
So I'm gonna say my best friend, for example,
Mm, mm,
because
mm.
she has been living in Madrid all her life. I used to live in Madrid as well, but then
You
I
did.
decided, oh,
You used to live in Madrid.
yeah, I
Okay.
used to. I was born there, in fact.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but then we decided to move, um, just because of I don't know, peace and quiet. Um,
Yeah.
because Madrid is crazy, you know.
Our country is in serious trouble.
Mm.
So I don't get to see her as often as I would like. So it would be probably a good idea to have my best friend as my neighbor. It,
Mm.
it would be just to, can we say, to recover the, how can you say that? I'm sure there is an expression
What do you mean?
to take back the time we have lost or
To
something
take
like
back
that.
control. Just to take back the time we have lost.
Like all the time we haven't spent together,
Yeah. To make
if
up
we
make
are
up
together.
yeah. To make
Make
up
up,
for the lost time or something like that. Yeah.
okay, make up for the lost time. Yeah, it
Or
could be.
something.
Make up for. Yeah, that's the verb.
Don't know. I've heard it somewhere. Make up for lost time. Yeah.
Make up for
Yeah, but
lost time.
that means to do something faster or more often in order to compensate for not having done it quickly or often enough before. Yeah, that works.
Yeah,
No,
compensate
that
for
works.
past inaction.
Yeah, that works. Make up for lost time.
Hmm.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah, I'm sure your neighbor would be very, very grateful to you indeed.
I love you.
Yeah,
Wow, that's amazing.
yeah, I think it's a good idea. A good idea. So, what else do we have here? I'm making some notes, but not that many because I'm focusing on all these strange buttons today. Yeah, just, no, I'm in that kind of mood. To go back in time, says Irena as well. You could go back in time, yeah, I
To go back
suppose.
in time,
But
but
that
that
doesn't
would
that mean
mean
like you kind of like reminisce good
you
old times, or
remember. Yeah, I think that has to do with memories or.
cast your mind back and to go down the memory lane and things like that,
Mhm.
right? Yeah. Yeah, I think we found it. To make up for lost time is the one, I think.
Hmm.
All right. How old would you like your neighbors to be? And is that even important? Is age even important?
I don't think it's important. In fact, I've got neighbors from all different ages.
Hmm.
I've
Hmm.
got younger neighbors, uh, people my age. There are older people as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's not. It doesn't really matter. Like you
I
wouldn't
don't
say
think
that
so.
if they are your age that it might make a difference. It might be more comfortable for you or something like that. You wouldn't say that.
I
No.
think it.
Do
No.
you know what like strange neighbors could be at any age, right? There could be neighbors who would do things like this.
I tried to eat,
Mushrooms.
mushrooms.
I've been watching you for the last couple of weeks. And I said, we need to build a wall.
Like you could have all sorts of neighbors. So
Yeah,
it
I don't think
doesn't.
it matters. I don't
Yeah,
think. Don't
yeah,
think so.
yeah. There are some stereotypes with certain generations, obviously. Yeah. So, I mean, you could imagine young people being more, let's say, being louder, having more parties, being more drunk, caring less about others.
Yeah. You
I don't know.
know,
These are the stereotypes.
yeah, you know what happens? I live in an area which is really, really calm and, it's really quiet. So
Yes. Yeah.
I think everybody who lives here is just like they have like a pattern or something. They follow the same pattern you know? So perhaps this could happen in a big city
Yeah.
or in a building of flats, maybe, like there are many
Block of
people.
flats. Yeah.
So here we've got lots of space, and it's a very quiet place. So I don't think, I mean, if my younger neighbors, I don't know, organize parties or whatever, we don't even
Yeah.
hear it. you know.
I see. Maybe,
So
maybe, maybe they do one of those silent parties. There are parties actually where people meet up in a place and they start dancing, and all of them have earphones and headphones in their head, so nobody can hear anything, and all you can see is just these weird people dancing to
I haven't
utter
seen
to
anything
utter
like
and
that.
complete silence. I've seen it. I haven't seen it with my own eyes, but I've seen it like
Silence
in a
party.
in a video. Yeah, because then no one can complain about you, can they?
Hmm.
But everybody can hear the same music as well. Like you just kind of play the same music into everybody's ears. Yeah, so might sound like a good idea. Yep. Okay. So what else do we have here? Oh, there's one more question here. The last question, Jolly.
Hmm.
And the question is, what would you do if you found out that your neighbor watches you through the window whenever you change your clothes? Ooh. Yeah. Imagine that.
Well,
Imagine
I have a
that.
story
I've
for
been
that.
watching you for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I have a story for that. It didn't
Yeah.
happen to me, though. It
You are the
happened
one
to.
watching. Yeah. Okay. Got it.
I wasn't. No, I wasn't. But it's this bad neighbor I told you about before, the
Yeah.
one that is living close to next door, next house to my parents. And it was a summer. My parents have a small swimming pool,
Yeah.
and one of my friends came to spend the day with us. We were in the swimming pool um, with some drinks, and we were lying on the sunbeds. And my
Mm.
friend decided to do topless.
Oh.
Yeah, so he said, "Oh, this is so nice," blah blah blah. And then I went to have a swim, and when I just went out the swimming pool, I I looked at my neighbor side, and he was just, on there
Staring.
there was a like
Balcony.
how do we say, a fence.
Okay,
It's
terrace.
a kind of fence that
Yeah.
separates both houses. So he was just, like
It's a
that,
fence.
looking at her.
I said, we need to build a wall.
You sure it's a fence? Okay.
It's like a offense. No, no offense.
No
It
offense.
was it was offense for
Yeah.
my friend. It was an offense. Can I say that?
Hmm.
So yeah, we were just laughing. We were laughing first. Well,
Mm.
no, we were laughing after. But before that, we shouted at him.
How did you? What did you
Yeah,
shout?
yeah. We told him. We
You
said,
told
"Hey,
him
what
what?
are you doing?
Oh, he
What are
was
you
just
doing?"
there. He was just in his house. Like, what do you
No,
expect? What do you expect a man to do when a woman suddenly
but
decides in
no.
public to,
Look,
to show,
look.
show her?
There is like a really high fence that covers absolutely everything. He was, he
Covers
jumped. He
everything.
he
Or
took
it
a
didn't cover absolutely everything, did it?
well. It was supposed to, but I think he had to take a ladder or something to climb a little bit in order to,
Yeah.
So no. he
Yeah.
he was he was doing it on purpose, obviously.
Nice. Okay. Hopefully he's
So
not.
that
He's not.
that was that was not nice. That was not nice.
Yeah. Not nice at all.
Mm-mm.
I would say he's incompetent, but I don't want to do that because that's not nice.
That's
Yeah.
not nice.
So rubbish.
Yep. Okay. Well, do any of our viewers have questions for us? Because now is the time to ask them. If you do, leave them in the chat. Is there anything we missed out? Is there anything we should have asked, Jolly? Or have we asked all the right questions here? What do you think? Perhaps Jolly told us more than she wanted to tell us today.
No,
Well,
it's not.
hopefully,
It's not nothing you can't tell. It's
hopefully, yeah.
yeah.
I know what I'm doing. Okay, trust me, I'm an English teacher.
Yeah. So hopefully, hopefully none of the viewers and listeners and people consuming this content will have recognized you.
There are people listening to this. There's people are listening to this. Are you sure? Yes, I'm positive.
So
I'm positive.
yep. Yeah. Well, I honestly, when I do a live with you, Jolly, I feel like I'm not in a position to correct you. You're a teacher. You're my colleague. I don't want to undermine you. So I don't really like look for mistakes whenever I do a live with you. It's more like a friendly chat with a colleague. But I've made
Mhm.
some notes about some interesting language we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I can share it with our viewers just to follow the structure we have in these lives. Why not? There's gonna be less of that here today than normally. Yeah, let me put it that way. So here we go. And I'm just looking for the document. Here we go. Yeah, I was
Okay.
focusing on the sounds today. So first of all, there were some interesting expressions. What would you call these expressions, Jolly?
Signposting language.
Something like that. Yeah. On balance, all in all, in general, linkers maybe, right? Or what do you call them? Not
Linkers. Yeah.
linking. Are they linking words? Not necessarily linking words, but
Cohesive devices.
cohesive devices. Yeah, exactly. So on balance, all in all, in general, broadly speaking, I think all these have pretty much similar meaning. You just don't want to sound too direct when you say something. Yeah. So yeah, you could say, I think my neighbors are great, which sounds very, very strong, right? But you could say, on balance, I think my neighbors are great, which sounds like you have considered all the negative aspects as well, and you came to the conclusion that you can call them great, but it
Yeah,
doesn't
it's
mean that they.
like
But
you,
yeah,
yeah, it's like you soften it a little bit.
exactly. So that's what these expressions are good for. Taking all into account or taking all into consideration. I mean, there are loads of these. This is just this is just off the top of my head.
Hmm.
Then there's a good question: what makes a good neighbor? Yeah, this is a good structure to remember. Do good template for a question, because you could ask this question and replace the word neighbor with anything. What makes a good husband, or what makes a good teacher, or what makes a good student?
Hmm.
You know, or what makes a good YouTube viewer? A viewer that watches till the end, a viewer that gives us a like, yeah, a viewer that subscribes to the channel, and a viewer who leaves a comment. Yeah.
I'm thinking about another type of question with the verb take, and I don't know if that would be possible to mean more or less the same.
With the
And
word,
it
with
would
the word
be,
take.
yeah, like
What-
what does it take? What
yeah,
does it take to be a good neighbor?
yeah, but
Can it be
that's more.
somehow
Yeah, I can think of using that, but that would be more to do with what skills do you need to have to be a.
skills? Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
it's more about skills and talents and
Yeah,
knowledge,
yeah,
maybe,
okay.
and
Yeah, I get it.
qualifications, I guess. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I think so. I think so. Yeah, that's
yeah,
the use.
yeah, I think
Like
that's
when
how.
you
Mm,
tell somebody you've got what it takes, that means you have the necessary skills to do this.
that,
Or
that's how I see it. Yeah.
hmm, okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. To work around the house, to do up your house, do some DIY, to do some gardening. These are kind of things you would do outside, right?
Hmm.
Sort of work on your house. So um, to do up, it means to renovate. To do DIY, it could do it. DIY stands for do it yourself, right? So it
Hmm.
could be like anything from, I don't know, re-
Hanging pictures on the wall,
yeah,
maybe, or
um, drilling something, like putting up some shelves, whatever.
hmm,
A lot of things, a lot of different things. Yeah, building a shed, a garden shed, anything really. Fixing something, I suppose. Yep.
hmm.
And to make up for lost time is a good expression as well. So what does it mean, Jolly?
That means to
Difficult
how
one
can
to
I explain it?
just let me ask you in a better way. So
After a period of inaction, that's what I saw in the
yeah,
dictionary. Is just to try to make things, or try to make everything you haven't done before, or you didn't have.
try to do everything you haven't done before
Hmm.
to make up for for lost time. Yeah. So let's say you haven't talked to each other much before. There were not opportunities, so you didn't have time or whatever, and then you found that time, and to kind of compensate for what can't be
Yeah,
taken back or something like that.
yeah, that's the expression.
All right, Julie. So, wanted to say jolly good, of course. Jolly good. So, is there anything else to add?
Nothing else, I think.
No, nothing else to add. Well, if that's the
Nothing else
case,
to add.
if that's the case, Jolly, unless our viewers have nothing to add, have something to add, then yeah, I mean,
You've done enough tonight. You've investigated enough. It's time to go to bed.
We
It's
really
time.
do.
It's time to go to bed for me. Yeah, I would say that because I'm really tired today.
We really do have to get going.
yep.
Hello? Yeah, I'm going now. Okay, I'm going. Yeah,
I'm
fine. Okay,
going.
I don't care. That's fine.
Yep. Well, it seems like Irena liked the conversation. Is that your sneaky way of saying, I like the conversation, not the sounds? I mean, it might be annoying for some people. It's just a new toy I have here.
Oh, you need
If you
to,
don't like
yeah,
it, guys,
you need to
one
try
of
it.
you, if you don't like it so much, one of you shouldn't have sent me the mixer, because one of my listeners sent me the mixer. So if you don't like it, you shouldn't have done that. Now you have to bear with it, and we'll have to put up with it, right?
Put up with it. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking about that.
And we'll have to bear it. So that will be it, I think, for tonight,
Yeah,
Jody.
so I hope I'll see you tomorrow.
Yep.
And yeah, in our Discord group, which
Thank you.
is
Thank you
really
for.
good to improve your English, guys. Everybody who is listening to this or watching this, have a look.
Yeah, we do have a
Have a
new
look.
teacher there, by the way. You are not going to be the only teacher who is not the owner, which is me.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't say that in a good way, did I? We are not okay. We are not going to be the only teachers there anymore, Jolly.
Mm-hmm.
We've got one more teacher there now.
All right. Okay. Excellent.
Everybody tries to work on their English, so even teachers, which is good.
It's good. It's always good.
It's a group for most members are C1 or B2 level, but we do have some people like Jolly there, and now another teacher too. That's good. We can all
And
learn
it's
from each
fun.
other.
And it's fun. And we always learn something. Always.
And it's a community. Yeah? That's the most important thing. It gives you a sense of belonging. Like, you can watch YouTube videos, that's fine, yeah? But it's one-way communication, isn't it? It's just you listening to what we say. Okay, you
Yeah.
can make comments, you can leave comments, but it's not the same as talking to the people actually.
Exactly.
So,
And I think that's the perfect place if you guys want to
yep.
practice your speaking. Because you can do lots of exercises, you can listen to lots of different things, but the only practice you are not doing is speaking. So
No, we don't know
yeah,
that, but we are assuming that's the
we're
case.
assuming. Yeah, we are assuming.
We know our
Most
students.
people learning English,
Yeah.
the time they spend practicing is normally, I don't know.
Yeah.
There are some places in which they have like English corners. Have you heard about English corners, right? People that meet up in a bar or at a restaurant and they have conversations in English, random conversations for an hour or a couple of
Yeah.
hours.
Wow, that's amazing.
So perhaps some people, apart from doing this practice at home, they just go to these places, and that's an excellent practice as well.
And you should trust Jolly when she says this to you guys.
I know what I'm doing. Okay, trust me, I'm an English teacher.
Yeah. So you should
I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm saying. Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. Whenever Jolly speaks,
So the present perfect tense is a tense which is used when the action is finished, possibly, but the time period is not finished. And also, but there is an exception to that rule.
yes. So you should trust us, guys. No, honestly, obviously, it's a membership. It's a membership thing, so it's a subscription based. But I try to make the prices reasonable. I might increase the prices in the future, but for now, the entry level, I think it's not that bad, and it gives you this sense of, what do you call it, like accountability. Like, you are accountable. You pay for it, okay? You might as well come and join the events and the lessons, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You might be the next person in the live English lesson with Zdenek.
Yeah, but some people are
So
terrified of that. So let's
I
not.
know.
Yes, if you don't want to do
I
this,
say you could
yeah,
be. You
you
could
could be. Yeah.
be.
If you like this idea, you can go for the silver or golden membership, and then you can be one of the people, because, as you know, they take turns. But we've got some silver and golden members or gold members who don't want to do this, and that's absolutely fine as well. Yeah, we're not forcing anyone to do this. If there are people who just prefer, like, doing things sort of privately in that group without ever showing their faces,
Mm-hmm.
publicly, which is absolutely fine as well. We respect
Yep.
that, obviously. All right, seems like Irena liked the sounds as well. So You know, you shouldn't have said that because now, you know what's going to happen now. Yeah,
Exactly.
I can't always use it because it distracts me a bit. Actually, it distracts me unless I learn to do it in a very, very smooth way.
Hmm.
It does distract me a bit. So I have to be. If I have someone like you who can lead the conversation and just can keep going, doesn't like a chatterbox. You don't.
It's your chance to play. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I have that time. I have that time to think what sound I can play or which sound I can play, and then that does help. But if I'm the one who has to speak all the time, or if I have to take the lead,
Hmm. That's
it's
more
difficult.
difficult.
It's too
Yeah.
many things at the same time for me. Yeah. Right. So thank you very much,
Okay.
Jolly,
Thanks to
and
you, as always.
take care. And everyone watching, thank you for watching.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
All right. Bye.